Good afternoon, Lancer fans. My name is John Ostrowski, and welcome to the inaugural edition of Lancer Talk. In this first edition of the Lancer Talk program on 91.5 Loyalist College Radio, we are looking at all four varsity teams that are currently playing, both men's and women's volleyball teams, as well as an interview with men's basketball team captain Romaine McCallus. So strap in, we should have a great episode for you. Starting out with the volleyball teams, bit of a difference in season for the men's and women's side, as the women's side has struggled, starting 1-7, and the men's side has come out to a bit of a slow start, but able to get back in there, ending the 2025 half of their season with a 5-3 record. Standouts for the women's team have been fifth-year player Jamie Routledge and first-year player Caitlin Byrne, who's actually third on the team with 5.3 kills per set. And for the men's side, the Australian pairing of Diefenbach and Simmons have been very impressive, averaging over 8 kills between the two of them per set. Both those guys have been starting both the most matches for the men's team, and it's been working out quite well for them. Another standout player for the men's side has been Carol Poirier de Guzman, who has been leading the team in aces with 5 per game, which is quite impressive for the second-year player there. I think a key to the women's side, especially going forward and trying to pick up some more wins, they have some pretty easy, not necessarily easy, but some winnable games against La Cité and George Brown coming up. I think they need to be a little more cohesive and a bit more communicative, as you hear a lot of other teams are a lot louder on the court than our Lady Lancers. So that should be something they really focus on. Coach Neal can focus on that, and especially with a younger side, I think they're still getting used to playing with one another, as over half the team is first years. So I think that's something that the girls could really work on. And for the men's side, they've just had some unlucky results, going down 2-0 against Centennial, kind of clawing back, making it 23-23, then dropping 2 straight points. So you hope for them to be a bit more clinical on the offensive front, especially with those kills. And it seems like they get blocked a lot at the net. And now going to the basketball side, I think we'll start with the men's side, but there's definitely a lot to speak on, especially with the women's side. Starting out 7-0, but the men's team have started out 3-4. Definitely, probably should be 4-3 after dropping that game against Seneca in King City. They should have definitely held on to that one, losing a 7-point lead in the final stretch, goes to overtime and just can't really buy a bucket in overtime. So that's an unfortunate series of events for the men, losing that one 107-103, just a 2-possession game. But mostly for the men's side, it seems like everything's running through star player and captain, fourth-year player Romaine McCallus, coming out of Oshawa. He's a transfer from St. Lawrence. He's a transfer from Fleming out in Peterborough. And, that side, they definitely could use his offensive firepower, because they just haven't been putting the ball in the basket the way they had when McCallus was on the roster, that's for sure. He's averaging over 15 points a game. That's tough to do in 40-minute quarters, and it just seems like the offense goes through him. If he has a bad game, it seems like the entire offense struggles. So that might be a blessing and a curse. He's definitely, I wouldn't say a streaky player, but when he's cold, you definitely can feel it. So I think something they're going to focus on is just him making the right plays to set his teammates up, and that's something he's kind of learning, being a leader on this team and knowing when to make those passes. But another player for the men's side who's been great is JCJ, the big man, 6'5", out of Scarborough, Ontario. Carter Julien has just been one heck of an addition, stepping up and really having a coming out party, averaging 8 rebounds a game, pretty much a double-double, 12 points. He's just been a force offensively, and I don't think this team would be where they are without Carter Julien. This is his second last year here, and I think even next year he's going to take an even bigger role. And that's the guy you can see possibly on some teams up in the 4-year schools. If he's able to keep working hard, keep his grades up, he can definitely play for, maybe a Nipissing or a Laurentian. He definitely has that skill. Okay, now we were able to talk to team captain Romain McCalla, like I said at the beginning of the episode. So we're gonna cut to that right now. And just before we get going here, the we have our winter bash games on the 29th. The men's and women's basketball teams will be inviting the George Brown Huskies. They're coming down from Etobicoke. They're going to be playing us. So if you're in the area, it'll be women's at 3, men's at 5, as opposed to the usual 1 and 3 matchup on a Saturday. So it's a bit later, 2 hours later than usual, but we hope to see everyone there. Go Lancers, go! And we will cut to that interview in a second.
How's it going, everyone? John Ostrowski here with Loyalist Lancers Athletic. I'm joined today with Romain McCalla, guard for the Loyalist Lancers men's basketball team. How are we doing today, Romain?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm getting excited for this home opener. We got you guys taking on La Cité. Is that Friday at 7, correct?
Yes, it is.
All right, there you go. So November 7th, they'll be in town for the home opener of the OCAA season. They're coming off disappointing 2 games, 0-2, unfortunately, still looking for that first win. So coming off those 2 games, what's coach been really emphasizing in practice?
Honestly, you've been emphasizing effort, taking accountability for your mistakes, going hard in practice, and applying what we do in practice into the game.
Right, right. And something that I noticed, especially in the first quarter against, I believe it was the Georgian game, you guys were just absolute dogs on the offensive boards. So how are we going to turn those offensive rebounds into baskets and get some points on the board?
Well, honestly, it's like I said, it's effort. Like if we miss shots, if you know, like if guys are taking shots that we normally make and they're just not falling, if all 5 guys that are on have effort and crash the boards, like just increases our chances of getting the offensive rebound and getting another bucket.
Right, and this is a pretty big year for you now. You're coming off last year where you probably didn't play as much as you wanted, but you're fully in a starting role now. So what's your mindset going into the home opening weekend as a
Honestly,
starter?
I'm trying to go in, put on for the Belleville community, loyalist and access. I'm trying to go on the weekend 2-0.
All right, and just talking more about yourself. So just let us know where you're originally from and what led you to coming out here to the Bay of Quinte.
Honestly, so I played previously at Durham for 1 year, and I played 2 years at Fleming. So what led me to come here was my friend Matt. Actually, I took a gap year, and my friend Matt was experimenting with going to different schools, and I said I'll tag along with him and kind of come to different workouts with him and whatever. And we end up coming to Loyalist, and Matt connected me with Coach Kevin. And I came to workouts and welcome to these workouts. Coach Kevin pretty much told me all the good stuff about Loyalist and why I should come here. And I like the area. A lot of my friends were coming. I just decided to come here and try something new.
Yeah, that's great, and we're happy to have you here. And you as a starter, what do you think you're going to do best? One skill you really possess offensively, and one skill you really possess defensively.
Offensively, I possess scoring. Honestly, like I played at a previous school and I got 2 scoring titles, so I'm gonna go with scoring as my main thing on offense. And on defense, it's just picking passing lanes. Like try to be a dog as much as I'm trying to be a dog as much as I can on defense, but on defense I pick the passing lanes really well.
Right, kind of like a prime Westbrook just looking to get a hand in there and score off the transition.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, that's me.
So there you go. And something that's really worked for you is putting the ball in the basket, 16 points per game in your first 2 games. So
Yeah.
just what's in your mindset when you have the ball in your hands? Are you a shoot first guy, or what do you think?
Like for me, I'm pretty sure by now everyone in the league knows I want to score, so I kind of just take what the defense gives me. If the shot's there and I'm hot, then I'll take it. If it's a little bit overboard and too much defense going on, I'll just kind of reset and make the adjustment and pass it to my other teammates and see what they could do with the ball. Wait my turn again.
Yeah, and going back to talking about loyalists, obviously Durham and Fleming are 2 schools that are a lot bigger in size and in population. So what's it been like adjusting to a smaller campus and a smaller environment where kind of everyone knows you?
Honestly, well, the campus I like it because of the fact it's quiet. I got to actually lock in on my schoolwork and my studies coming to school. The people here I met are friendly, so it's kind of cool. I'm not just like I don't feel like I'm just a number when I'm on campus. I feel like it's like a family being on campus when it comes to like the athletic staffs, the coaches, my teammates, and being friends with some guys on other sports teams.
Yeah, and I'd agree with that for sure. It's definitely a different vibe than like a Durham or a Centennial where there's just so many people around. And looking at some of these teams that we're playing, we have La Cité on Friday and Algonquin on Saturday. These teams are pretty big different outcomes. The La Cité going 5-13 and Algonquin going 12-6. So I'll ask
Yeah.
you the obvious question: Does your mindset change? I know your coach tells you got to lock in for both games, but does your mindset as a player change when you're facing two different teams that were kind of in the different standings last year?
Honestly, I try to approach every game the same way and then in a locked in mode. I just want to just kill anything that's in front of me, honestly. And I feel like my teammates feel the same way. So every team we play, regardless if it's Lassiter or Algonquin, it's just we just gotta get them out the way, get the win, and move on.
Right. And something I was talking about, I think it was to you, and I was talking to Ryan as well, kind of what we're expecting from number 13, Jalen Carter Julian. I'm wondering what his mindset is and what he's saying to the guys going into the locker room in this weekend set.
Well, we're in the same program in school, so I'm with him. I'm with him every day, and it's pretty
Right.
much we preach the same thing. We just make sure we're both locked in because the offense and everything starts with us. So if we're both locked in, everyone else will just follow suit, and everyone else will get in and get me locked in as well. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna assume it's the same. It's using the same mode that I'm in.
absolutely. And speaking about teammates, so what's the overall vibe with the guys in the locker room right now
I,
going into this weekend set?
honestly, everyone like as a collective, it's a vibe. I feel like with this team especially, like, everyone seems to mess with each other. Like it's a friendship outside of basketball. Like we all live in the same apartment, like the same residence, so we're always together. It's more like a brotherhood. They're not just teammates. It's a brotherhood, and I feel like with all us being friends outside of basketball, when it comes to the basketball court, everything will fall in place and figure itself out. So I'm having a good feeling about this weekend.
Yeah, me as well. I think it's going to be definitely kind of a coming out party. Not the way we wanted to start, especially against Georgian. There was a lot of mistakes that were made, but I think
Of
it's going to
course,
be a completely different vibe in front of our home crowd.
of course. By now
And
the jitters might be out. Everyone's not nervous no more, so everything will be figured out by this weekend.
yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to it. Thanks for joining me this evening, Romaine. And yeah, best of luck this season, brother. We'll definitely be talking again soon.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, bro.
No problem, dude.